Whew. Hi, what's up? So I wanted to show you my process. I am going to be fast tracking this quite a lot while watching Narcos in the background. The show, because I'm on season 3 and it's about time I finished watching. What happened? Okay, cool. So let's do the great unreveal. Whoa, unveiling and the revelation. Hey, Batung, you know, to stumble over words and stuff. Anyway, look, this is not even so much of a great reveal. It's mapondoiki, really, what I've been doing for years to try and protective style. These are the kinds of hairstyles that I did, right? Mara, they are not effective because you can't keep, it's low manipulation, true story, but you cannot keep this hair on your head for 2 months. You can't, like, it's gonna go again. When you exercise, your hair gets all frizzy, and so every week you have to wash it. You have to unravel it, manipulate it again, and then put it back in again. So it wasn't effective to grow my hair. I eventually ended up cutting it because when I taught myself how to cornrow, I was busy cornrowing every single day and it broke my hair and it fell off and I had to cut again to that, right? So this is like 5 months worth of hair growth that I've gained ever since now being serious about my hair care journey. That's what I've grown, and it's a pretty excellent amount of hair for such a short space of time given my challenges of the past few years. Okay, so this here is a way of attempting to stretch my hair without heat, and it's worked. So I've got 6 of these. I would look at the back if I wasn't so concerned about camera angles. Anyway, say hello to the mirror. I borrowed it from the city's room because I'm gonna need as many angles as possible to do my cornrows, right? Anyway, let me just look to the back. What I'm gonna do, these 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. First time that I grew my afro, for me to get to the point where I could hook up these little mapondwikis, it took so long. Like, I'm so shocked with what a tiny amount of time has progressed for me to get back here. It's shocking. Like, when you start to take your hair matters into your own hands, it's shocking what you can do. So I'm looking forward to quite a lot of hair growth. This is what I'm going to unravel. I did explain earlier that I'm going to be doing rows. I don't know how many of them, as many as I can fit in. I'm not perfect when it comes to doing the line komorago. I'm also not perfect when it comes to cornrowing komorago, branch up cornrowing, period. But the aim here is not to get perfect cornrows. It is to get some kind of a baseline, like, cornrow situation for crochet hair, because what needs to look good is the overall hairstyle, not so much how well you do cornrows, because we're not professional stylists here and we have not been cornrowing for 20 years. Okay, so relax. Just the fact that I can at least grasp or grip is all we need. So this is the DVVs from the back. Don't know if you can see, am I in the frame? So bringing them down, cornrowing up to however high up I can, and then cornrowing there too, and then these 2, those are the ones that are going to be going back that way. So your body straight back, and that is the pattern required for crochet hair to be balanced out across the head. Otherwise, you're going to have, if you were to do, like, for instance, cornrow starting from here all the way to the back and then crochet into that, what's going to happen is that when you're looking down, like, say you're typing whatever, the person behind you will see that there's like a cornrow there as opposed to hair. It's going to look just really robotized, like rigid, kind of like, you know, mumrago. Like, you want what looks like your own hair growing out of your own scalp with crochet hair. You want when you do this and you do that, it looks like your own hair. So if you've got those cornrows and you look down and then there's like a partition at the back and it's not just hair flowing down, it's like somebody got cornrows underneath. We don't want anybody giving you that grief. So in order for it to look like just flowing naturally from your scalp, you have to have rows up stacked that way, going horizontally, and then the ones will go vertically backward. Lessons that I got trained on the tube machine. Yay! Gotta love YouTube. It's been so instructional. So that's it. Let me start with like my first few cornrows. Before then, the rest of it I'm going to be fast tracking past it. I just want to prove to you that I can control. I should actually open Netflix now because I'm about to watch me some Narcos. Okay. I'm just trying to take this thing out. Come on, Marau. Where's my rat tail comb? Yeah, plastiki. I promise you, I did bring a rat tail comb here. I say plastic because they're metal. They come out with your hair. They're all snatchy and snaggy. So I find that this works really well. Yeah, plastiki. Mara, you know what else I've got? Naleti. You know those hard knock naletis that you use to sew? Hard knock, like the like big things, not just like your little jersey that needs a stitch or so. That works really well, and it's not so thin that it will poke at you all the time. This can also operate very well as a rat tail comb tail. Mara, the side of it where you put the needle in, as opposed to the sharp side. Mara, the sharp side helps you without snagging away at your hair. Just hints and tips, okay? Anyway. And another thing, umgusha, if you're like Rob and don't have money, it's better than lerekere or even wool when it comes to holding onto your hair. It's elastic, and so it doesn't come out with much difficulty. And alongside it being elastic, the material, the nylon, helps to not snag your hair, if you know what I mean, versus other kinds of things that you can use like wool. Wool sometimes especially considering it's not elastic. So umgusha not only helps you play umgusha, it also helps you keep your hair in a bunch once you remove the thingy mabobbies. Yay! And it's already in a circle. Anyway, whatever. So gidze. This is the diriris. Oh, what I did was hold them and then I twisted them to try and get as stretched out an effect as possible so that my hair does not snag or tug at my fingernails or whatever, or miraga when I'm working with it, because oh, it's nice and it's so soft. What did I put in my hair? My products. I've got this oil that I put in, and then I put its cream alongside Vaseline. People have problems with grease, guys, but I don't. I just don't. You gotta know how to use it. You gotta know grease. Petrolatum basically is grease. It's the foundation that you find with hair footing. It's a hectic in the market. There's like a whole entire segment on YouTube, the community of natural hair people. They're like, stay away from grease, stay away from grease. I'm like, it's such an excellent sealant. Like, no, it keeps your hair nice and moisturized. Last time I moisturized my hair was 2 days ago, and look at the oil, the moisture in there. That's when I washed it, and this is me with my hair stretched out without any heat, so I don't have to get heat damage. And that's another thing that can cause quite a ridiculous amount of breakage. As a black person, or forsi chiquita, is a grease. Alrighty, so that's like the babe hair and the black guys. If I told you my nape, this is my nape. If I told you, would probably say Mara, you can't say it because I've documented everything. Literally, I have shown you where my nape comes from. One day in the future, perhaps maybe I might find footage of my nape. In nearly cheese, and everybody knows that the kitchen hair, the nape, the hair at the back here. Yo, yar, I know, especially which is the only way as a 4C chick. It can just be it's just so rough. Got the nape. But I found a solution for the nape. One, always like horizontally, flat on it, as opposed to vertically going upward. Then it won't tug away. And another ideal is the braids, the singles. But the light, this emailing will help preserve your nape hair. But first you gotta get it to grow. And in order to get it to grow, you need to have it tucked behind something. So the beginning stages, like I would either, if I couldn't, there was a time I couldn't even grip it, okay? So I would use like wool or like thread, you know, like carrying the thin one, the way that wool would not go around. Get a little kusha, wouldn't be like, it was so bad. And I used thread over a couple of weeks while moisturizing it. And then I would make sure that moriri, whatever fake hairs on my head, would be on top of my nape hair. And I was also very careful in the shower, and it took about like 3 weeks for me to get a feasible amount of hair with my own hands, as opposed to it took me a while to get my nape hair right. And you know what eventually worked 100%? Leaving my hair alone for 3 months. The first time I tried a protective style, I kept it on for 3 months. Not the first time, but the first time I was going for longer than a month was 3 months. And in that 3 months, my nape hair grew so much because I was not touching it, I was not manipulating it, I was just leaving it under that protective style. Then it really grew. But to first get it ignited, like you gotta try these like carrying thingy bobbies, and then it'll start to thrive on you. So I just want to show you my nape hair, this cheese scope section. It wasn't all cheese scope. What you're looking at now, am I in the frame? What you're looking at now, this part wasn't the cheese scope. Like the higher up you go, it was not just like nothing. What I was struggling to get to grow was this section in, like the very bottom. This hair here. If I tell you, I had nothing. I had nothing, Lana. It was so hard to grow this. It was so hard. I've got footage proving that. It was so difficult, but I eventually got it through these methods I have just communicated to you. And it's so good, this section in, so long that I can now grasp it. Cornrows. I never used to be able to do cornrows on it. I had to plant like tiny little singles and leave it alone and only start to cornrow from above. Now I can cornrow literally from the base of my nape, going that way. And then the second one and the third one and the fourth one. I never used to be able to cornrow the base because it was that short. It was that non-existent. So I'm onto something. Okay, so while sitting in this position, I'm going to show you my first cornrow, Yamo side thing. It took me a while to figure out how to cornrow from one side to the next here because I started out going back, and I did not know how in the world to like position my hands, but then I finally learned, because you know, when you're determined, you figure stuff out. So there are some people that grab moisture, some kind of moisture, and then apply it onto the cornrow that way, but moisture is only going to coil my hair up even more, so I'm just going to leave it dry, so because I have prospered to stretching as I'm out. And this is the first time I'm applying this idea, by the way, because I Crancat, leave me alone, man. I haven't been serious about start the doorway, because you're just going to come in here and then you can like irritate the living daylights out of me. by like hopping around and then wanting to go out again. So just stay there. Whatever. Anyway. So that's the cat, my cat, Cran Cat, say hi. I know my lines are probably not straight. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to get a perfect straight line. I'm just trying to get a cornrow for my crochet hair. The first one at the bottom. If I was doing cornrows only, then I'd be pedantic about the rows and how neat they are. But this is just for the crochet hairstyle. I just need to make sure that I've got the right amount, the same more or less amount of hair on each side. Feels like this side is thicker, but I'll run with it. It's fine. Oh my goodness, my hair's so lacquer, stretched out. Oh my goodness. Why didn't I think about this before? Yo. Anyway, so that's more than enough for me to grasp. In fact, that's a lot given what I used to have. Right? If you struggle to navigate your way around loose hair, where's that thingy? Can you just overfeather the rest of it? I find that when you first start out, quite cornrows, it's very difficult to stay in your lane because your fingers don't quite know how to navigate. So the best way to keep yourself in your lane is to overfeather the rest of the hair that is loose. Keep that in a bunch, and then all you have to work with is this so that you don't tug away at this. You will know when you're starting to tug away because it's already inside that row. And then you can decide if you want to do an inverted cornrow or a French braid or a regular good old-fashioned cornrow. I find that it doesn't matter. I started out doing really digging the inverted method because it used my index finger, and I found it very hard to use my middle finger because it was just so difficult to navigate using just my middle finger. But then I found out how to do the inverted cornrow method, i.e. French braid. I found out how to do it using my index finger as opposed to my middle finger, and then and also the regular cornrow. So now it doesn't matter what method I use as long as I have a cornrow. But I find that the inverted cornrow, the French braid, looks really good if you're doing one neat row, if you've got enough hair in there. But the good old-fashioned cornrow works perfectly fine for crocheting. Hey guys, if I tell you how much hair I've got to work with, it's ridiculous. Like, I never used to be able to grasp even as I'm like this. Just the last time that I did my hair, grasp like this, because I prospered to get something out. It unraveled in the middle of the first month of my protective style, and I had to do the individual braids there. So this time around, I think I've got enough hair to work with. Anyway, yeah. Yo, it is so smooth sailing. The only reason why it's as smooth sailing as it presently is fine, go. What do you want to do? Crank Cat, I don't have time for this. Go. I'm busy. Oh my goodness, wow. Anyway. You are literally the bane of my existence right now. The bane. Sure. Okay. But one of this thing that happened with the cat, the interruption in the middle, there was a time when if I got interrupted in the middle of a cornrow, I wouldn't be able to find my bearings again and carry on. I've gotten that much better. Okie doke. I'm at the end now. So I don't know if you can see that cornrow. It's not the neatest, probably. I will see in my camera that it probably looks kind of gangster later, but it doesn't matter if stuff looks gangster, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is a crochet baseline, and that's all we need. That's me singing to you a song. Yay, first successful cornrow down, and it's nice and firm and tight. Like my burp. Alrighty, got that, you guys. Excellent, isn't it? I'm going to be doing these cornrows going all the way back up till these second tight my bobbies here. Should I do a second one while we sit here and chat? Alright, Gala Kenya. I haven't Gala Kenya just be strong. It's my life. It's my party, and I cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Do you not just loathe it when something was just here and then the next thing hit you? I bet y'all know where it is. I'm looking for that thing. Baby tongue. What do they call that thing? That red tail comb. Where is it? I mean, where under hell? It's my party and I cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Okay, found it. So y'all, you guys. And then the nice thing about easing Madazam, it used to grow slowly like Emva, and then like really hectically here on the sides. ever since learning how to do my own hair. It's growing uniformly across the show. Yay! And I'm like, what? I'm gonna take about more than I just was done to maintain because ratu some knife and ratu swa. Ratu swa, ratu swa. Am I gonna have to unravel this cornrow? Am I gonna have to unravel this little monstrosity here? I don't want to unravel it just yet. My fingers help me feel my way around at the back, but the comb helps me get a nice little row. So I'm torn between using the fingers and the comb. Yo guys, I am so proud of the fact that my hair is so super stretched out. Usually I can't work out limits, all coiled and damp, and I get all tangled up in that monstrosity. Like literally my fingers, like they snag at my hair until it like breaks. Now things are so smooth because I stretched it out first, and it feels good. You know that I win now. It feels good, real good. I gotta move. Alright, so mission is not to get perfect rows. Mission is to get baseline. Yeah, crochet. My hands, okay, that's another thing that you're gonna discover, identify. Like you literally work out. Just like doing your hair. Like a chiki that's always all up in her hair will have some pretty strong arms, Mara. You don't want to be plaiting that much to a point where you will actually exercise with your arms. Don't want to do that, right? Just go to the gym. Stop manipulating the hair, otherwise it'll break. So, you know what I did once upon a time? Okay, so every time every time I bring down my protective style, oh, this woman is so loud outside. Every time I bring down my protective style, I used to use like wool. So it's set up in not wool, I used to use it in order to take, you see this over here, set up in. I used to use wool to bind it together and then tuck it in. But I get this wool, oh my goodness, it snags, and if you like sometimes I get confused, torn as to whether or not it's my hair or it's the wool, and so I never really know what to do, and it takes forever and a day that way. So when I was bringing my hair down, I decided that I'm going to try and see if I can stop using the wool by doing a snake-like cornrow pattern. Basically, the beginning of the side, got this hair. So take this and go that way with it, instead of doing rows, all of them going that way, and then taking wool here. And I don't know if it's going to work out because I am right-handed, so it's very taxing for me to move from the left to the right. I prefer to move from the right to the left. This is my right. I tend to flip my camera around, so just in case you don't know, this is my right. Mara, the thing about teaching yourself how to plait, you have to figure things out, how to navigate your head, while also like teaching yourself ambidexterity when it comes to like directionality of where your rows go. Otherwise, you'll never really figure stuff out. So, I mean, I proper like when it comes to cornrow, there was a time when I was cornrowing upward, teaching when I was getting taught how to cornrow. The upward cornrow, you have to, like, your hands have to be like this and you go like upward. Actually be up like that. Whereas with the forward back cornrow, your hands are like that going down. These are the things that you have to teach yourself, right? Mara, you eventually grasp it. Practice makes perfect. I used to think that saying was so cliche, but it's totally true. When it comes to cornrowing, Mara, I would recommend if you want to teach yourself how to cornrow, don't do it on your own head because it'll break. Your hair will break. Buy one of those mannequins that have got afro hair or whatever type hair and cornrow there, then in that way you don't have to destroy imalizako, because that's what made me cut my hair, by the way. I used my own hair as a mannequin, and because I kept on bringing down and installing and bringing down and installing and bringing down again and again, because of like high levels of manipulation, and I had to cut it. Mara, there's a way around that. Mannequin. Buy a mannequin. Okay, so let's attempt the strategy by starting with this hair. So I'm just going to join it with the first braid on this side. Like, I need to figure out a way around this. I don't know how to cornrow. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix it with the beginning of this side because it's quite short. It's not long enough. So you can and make a cornrow, mixing it with the next hair. So I do not have to use wool to bring my hair together. I'm already having a very difficult time. But who knows, it might work. It might work. It has to. Because pull down, take down of hair. It's a mess, yes, it's a monster. Especially if you've got 4C hair and you're trying to make sure that your hair doesn't break, that you don't lose the length that you gained if you want to retain your length. takedown is very, very important. And so if you cut or snag or break your hair while taking it down, all the growth you experienced during the protective style season will have been just a waste, and you don't want any of that being the bane of your existence. So what I've done is, well, one of this here is the beginning of the cornrow the other side, ne? I've taken this and mixed it into that, so that this hair, I don't have to use wool on it. And then this is going to be the baseline, the foundation, the beginning of this row going that way. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I have to figure my way around this Twansiki corner. Like, I don't know, like, I am right-handed. I can't say that enough. It's feeling difficult already as I go along, but I'm going to figure it out. I am going to figure it out. I've already started to figure it out. There we go. Yo, hi Batum. Okay. It's all right. I will be okay. I just need to get into the flow of things. Another thing about ukina 4C hair, unlike with relaxed hair, you know how you can just seamlessly go through an entire row without stopping to grab hair and doing that to detangle? You can't do that with 4C hair, because then your hair is going to break. So you have to do this every way along the way. Snagged at and broken as you snag, and I used to that basically. When before I used to plait my hair since no matter how hard I would try to detangle, it would just break and snag and break and snag. But now I'm finding that it's so much easier to detangle because it's been straightened. So yeah. Oh, Yazini, this is so much work. My goodness. Kajima, like my hands are sore. I don't know what muscle group that is, but somewhere down my arm, it hurts. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta rest my arm. Yeah, this is exercise. Like, if you don't like lifting weights, do your hair. It might just do the job anyway. Whoa, this is so seamless. I'm doing it again next time. Making sure my hair is stretched out first, because then it's less intense. To cornrow. Yay. Hey, Bacho. Gwaze gwabalula. Indonesian Guabalula. Yo, this thing that I'm doing, I've wanted to do it for so long, like all my life. I had a friend in high school that could cornrow, and I so coveted that skill. But every time I would go home, gizame, and every time I would also ask her to teach me, I just could never grasp it. I guess suffering will make you like finally do things that you couldn't quite get, and you gave up on them because you could afford to give up. This time around, I couldn't give up, because if I gave up on my hair. And who in the world does that? The Bible says that hair is the glory of a woman. And so I ain't gonna give up on my glorious crown, okay? While my hair is still growing and I'm not like Jada Pinkett, struggling with a hair condition and getting my husband to slap some people. While I still have it growing, I'm going to love it. I am going to love it. Okay, so there is what is good. My second row is firmer than the first, but that tends to happen when hair gets longer and longer. Okay guys, I've done 2 cornrows at the back. I'm going to do the rest, not off camera, but I'm just not going to be talking through it all, otherwise this is going to be a very lengthy video. And so but I've done it, you've seen it. I'm going to do the rest of the rows at the back while I watch Narcos, and then we'll start with the ones in front here, and I'll show you the final result. And then as for preparing the hair, I'll just show you the first 1 or 2, and then the rest will be off camera. There's no need for me to do it on camera. Okay, cool beans and bananas, I hope you've been edified. Yeah, learn a skill or 2 instead of complaining and crying that your life sucks. Okay, signing out on Christ's name, cranky. I love my hands. I gotta measure these inches. These inches. Overrated, you should know. Suffocated in my arms. My eyes are taken, you should know. But I'm mistaken, it was
was my fault. Lately I've been drinking on my own.
First like that, and then like that, and then like that. I'm just gonna do a snake, or what's gonna really loose ends at all. And it's the first time that I'm actually gonna be trying this method. I hope it works, because then it also will make a difference in terms of how the hair comes out, the crochet hair ultimately comes out. So far we have spent about an hour 15 minutes just so you can understand how quick crochet hairstyles are and for how long they last. It's totally worth it. Like, it's just, it enables you to just relax, chill, and it looks so much like your own hair. You know how with sewing weaves you cannot like take your hair and put it in a high bun like that, because then you just look silly, because then you see the tracks. The nice thing about a crochet hairstyle is that you can put your hair up high and you're not gonna see like tracks. You're gonna see it's just gonna look natural, like it's your own hair. Anyway, whatever, we're gonna show you that whole process in a minute. No, not in a minute, probably tomorrow. All I'm doing today is cornrowing and unraveling the hair, preparing the hair, and then Kasani get to install, because I don't need to be straining myself with too much work in one night, in one sitting. It's entirely unnecessary. My hair is growing so well. It's so nice and even. These split ends are at a total minimum. It's got body, like you don't see through it, like through it at the ends, meaning that my ends are cool and it's uniform. Anyway, whatever. Can't wait for it to be this like huge type establishment thing. So let's just show you the first process. The front should be relatively easy in comparison to the back because it's different, you know. So once the back is out of the way, the hardest part is done. So I'm going to be looking into this mirror. I apologize if I'm appearing to be far away. That's that mirror. Just want to hook up a row there. For the front, I should have absolutely no excuses for crooked lines, like seriously. Yo, the back I get, but not the front. The last time I did, okay, that's as straight as it gets, like seriously. No need to be all pedantic. Last time I did this, my rows were mopele. They went back a lot farther, and I found that it made my head look flat at the back, and I was like, no, like literally flat, that flat. So this time around I did most of the hair at the back and only a tiny amount mopele. So let's just get straight into Alright, I'm actually thinking, that's what I was like thinking. I don't know, looking like I'm like taking forever to sing. From Momorajo, I don't know whether to start at the back and then like that, or to start this one that way and then kind of twist around. I'm turning. It doesn't matter. I am so grateful for having figured this thing out. I'm getting kind of good at this to a point where I'm not even binding down the hair on the side. I should probably do that, but because it's like flat, it's there. There was a time when I couldn't plait without flattening it to like a hair tie, because then I would snag on it. But I've gotten neater, I've gotten better. I've improved, you guys. I've improved, you know. Improvements, they've happened. And I'm like, words, yeah, words. How great is that though? How? Somebody tell me. How? Yeah. Better and better. That's our middle name. Improvements and improvements. That's our middle name. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boom. First in the row being like, hey girl, and I'm like, what's up? So the second one, chance to show you what I mean. Just to get that out the way. Baton. Yeah. It's just, why is my life like this? Me and my rows, my lines. We don't do good for each other. We don't do nothing right for each other. Nay, 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 Chapo, hey, sight. Like I promise you, the day will never arrive when I do neat lines. It'll never happen. Like it's a total thing. I don't have a future in neat lines. I don't. I just don't. Like, hey, I don't got a future there. Okay, then going in from the back. Dun, 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 dun. Some. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, to go from the front to the back, I kind of have to grab this hair because it's a little bit more technical. I'm snagging away at it. I'm looking at this mirror because it's the one closest to me. Okay, let's try again. Without hurting my hands. My hair. Oh, come on, come on, don't do this to me. ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, I don't have time for that. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, no, we're not doing this. Ugh. It's about muscle memory. Okay. 1, 2, 3 again. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I went that way and then around. Can you see? I see you've been cooking with gas. Don't mess with that. I've been cooking with gas. I've been cooking with gas because it's so handy and affordable. Remember that ad? Okay, look, I'm gonna do the same thing on the side because I don't want lopsided vibes. So I'm just gonna start this side so that it can come in the middle. But like, do you understand what I mean? Like a ball lopsided. because lopsidedness is just gonna be like real gangster looking, and everybody gonna be like, oh, she be thinking she can plait now. And I'm like, I hate her. Anyway, okay. So dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Where's that hair bow tie thing? Okay. Hey, 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 hey. Hey. Whoopsie. Ah, me and lines. We don't do well with lines. I guess it's cool that we don't do well with lines, because that means we don't do drugs. I know who I am. I know I'm special. I don't need drugs. I'm addicted to life. Old school ads. Anyway, let's get into this one. I think this row is literally too skinny, but it's okay, you know, like sometimes skinny things gain weight, so the next one will be fat. Next one, make it a little bit doodler. This is why you have to go from the side to the side, because then sometimes you don't get your rows the right size. Have you ever seen those lopsided rows where you've got like a nice little setup and then it gets too little and there's not enough here on the sides? So it's like, at least you've got a braid when the rest is a cornrow. Yes, that's why you have to go on both sides. You have to do the side and then that side and then the side, so that it clock evens out nicely when it eventually reaches the center. Because not everybody has got perfect symmetry on their head. Enough for them to just like go out on a limb like that, eh? You have to measure it. Because I want to on both sides, believe it or not. Not everybody. Some people are gorgeous like that, where they've got perfect symmetry all throughout, in which case they can take dangerous risks, like the ones I'm not prepared to take. But yeah, if you struggle with a lack of symmetry, this method helps you look like your head is symmetrical. Yay! It makes it look as if though you don't have a single thing that's out of shape. That your eyes are the same size, your lips look the same on both sides, that your ears are the same size, your hair is the same size all around. Everything is literally 1 by 1 proportional. No funny little decimals, just 1 by 1 proportional. That's all. Hindi line. Khare utlwane waitsi. Khare utlwane. Go fedile ka rona waitsi ga rena relationship ele. Itse ke nya son sokolo. Ele ya haisa le ya batho ngwetse bomba beste. Ele ya so fast na tlane no ga rena yona no. Nna le di line ga re utlwane grand sharp, ga re utlwane. Rena le enmity se ke la bona ke frenemy mo thakong. Frenemies don't live like people do. I wanted to boom. Okay, let's go on this side then, from the back. My oh my, right? It's gonna be so rough, because plaiting from the back is always just so rough for me. So I don't know what I did. Like, next thing I was just going through so many rough things, and I like started plaiting from the back and it got even rougher. And I was like, why does everything have to be so unfair and so rough? But then, you know, I got over it because I realized that nothing is perfect. So now everybody like totally wants to have a rough life because I do rough life so freaking beautifully. It's like totally out of whack. Anyway, so what's your name over there? Oh, going through Eden or two? Oh, I see. Okay. Rough is life, my laughing. Rough, my life, my life. My life, rough. You're about to. Batting rough, my life. My life. Batting rough, my life. thing. Like a zebra, who rough my life, who rough my life. Marry me do, got a rough my life thing, because who rough my life, who rough my life, my rough citizen anyway, because life is rough. Hurry, bunta, hurry, bunta, pretty flames, get life. We rather want her life to flames, because who rough my lifing, but who rough my life, who rough my ribbon to life, but rough back, because really rough rider my life. Ribbon to life, to flames. Every life, ribbon to the flames back, very wide. Layering around up onto the flames again and again over the frames sitting out down. And then who rough up there, and who rough less, yo. And then the next thing, but rough bow, but unrough. And this is a remember why. And then maybe my rough, sticking up on the guy, but rough, but kinda, so I give me rough. But rough, but kinda, way. We turn to a little rough. My life thing, but rough, but kinda, but rough. Sticking up on yeah, but rough. Look, whatever, we've done it on this side. Gonna do squiggly, got find another U-turn jibbing. We're gonna do the rest, and then, I don't know, be like cool. I'm going to fast track this from here, because then it'll blur.
You should know, suffocating in my arms. My eyes are taken. You should know, I'm mistaken. It was my fault. Lately I've been drinking on my own, just looking at my phone. Lately I've been feeling insecure about the way in which you feel whenever I'm alone with you.
Another hour and a bit later, so my whole head took about 2.5 hours. These are the last two that are left. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Let me just squeeze them somewhere. Okay, I've squeezed one somewhere. The second one, I need to find somewhere to squeeze it. Okay, stuff has been squeezed in. Great. So there's the hair, there's the hand, and this pomade in your face. Okay. I wish this was a little bit flatter. But it's okay. Hide the one highlight underneath the crochet hair. This is like so successful. I think it's the most successful baseline I've ever done. Oh, my face can produce oil. My goodness. I want to show you the whole all over the head thing that I've done. I haven't even seen it myself, so surprise, surprise for everybody. Okay, look at my face. Mahura Anna. I would use my hands, but my hands are currently very oily. Mahura Aminaiza Mahura Mahura. Mahura. Hey, Mahura. Dee-ree-ree. Tanangli Mahura. Deeganse. Strong. So some people leave out some hair for edges and stuff. And I'm like, you don't, I'm not going to let all of my hair grow, including my edges, so they're not going anywhere. However, they're not staying outside. However, when it comes to edges, I keep saying this over and over again. Why leave them out and then they suffer from the elements while the rest of your hair grows when you can draw them? If you can draw your eyelashes, your eyebrows, sorry, because everybody's out here in these streets doing that, then you can draw your edges. They also sell, by the way, believe it or not, but I don't know if it happens in South Africa. Edges, they sell them like the way that you would buy hair extensions and fake eyelashes, falsies. They actually sell fake edges too. So that's a way around your edges, like to not leave them out. Buy fake edges, like I can't say that enough, so that your hair can grow while like you look like you got edges out. They actually sell them, I promise you, in like packets and stuff. You just stick them on like the way that you would put like sew on glue, stick on glue, like what is that thing called, a lace front? You know that glue that they put in the front of a lace front wig? Yeah, well, you can just stick them on his pong or cover as much of his pong as you want, and like you're good to go for the day with like fake edges. leave your hair out of the game of edges, guys. I'm kidding you not, because these like this like eco styler gel, these things that lay your edges down just gnaw away at, they nibble away at your hairline, and then next thing you ain't got no hairline. So the best way is cover your hair, wear a wig. You could even do this and like every morning just rock a wig, but I actually crochet my hair so it feels like I've got my own hair thing, because I don't want to take it off at the end of the night and look in the mirror on some, you look nasty when your hair is out. Like, you look nasty because it gets nasty somewhere along the way down the line. And you're looking like a hobo. So the nice way, the best way to not look like a hobo even when you are like just walking up, you wake up like this, is to just like put in crochet hair. Can't say that enough. Yeah, so cool. Buy fake edges, stick them on. Unless you are allergic to the glue, just stick them on, okay, or draw them. But the thing about drawing them is, you know, if it gets kind of hot and you start to like sweat out in the town, next thing we be seeing like a ripple or a drip of like a black thing down your face, and people be like, yo, Kala, what's going on? Yo, chiquita, why are you melting? That's the thing about drawing them with like eye pencil and stuff like that. It's unsustainable throughout the day, but if you buy them, you're good. You can like stick them on. You don't even have to buy them in packages, because I don't know if they sell them in South Africa, but I do know that they have them in the US, because I watch a lot of US content. In terms of getting hair did, you can actually make them yourself. Like, buy a like regular 100% Brazilian hair or whatever, put it on a piece of paper, draw, stencil out what you want your edges to look like, and literally just cut them up and stick them, and then swoop, stick like regular fake hair. Cut the bottom part of it after trimming it, keep the trimmed hair, and stick it on with lace front glue. It will probably last you a week if you just wash, like, you don't like disturb that area. It'll last you a week. Like, just stick them on, and leave your own hair underneath growing. Because doing your own edges, that swooping method with the toothbrush with your own hair, hairline, and black girls struggle with that. So stop. Or just forget about baby hairs. Just move on. Like, allow your palm like it's to just, you know, shine and walk in the light and show people what it's made of, you know. Glow. Let his palm glow. Otherwise, you can stick them on. So that's what we are doing. I'm showing these streets. Look at my hair. It's a little bit kind of not so great looking, but who cares, because it's gonna be covered by fake hair. Alrighty. So this is me just doing a great review. How many of you want to congratulate me? Come on, I know it's everybody. Anyway, so I'm looking kind of gangster boss right now. That's what it looks like. Would I go out looking like this? No. My hair would have to be a lot straighter so that my cornrows are not as frizzy for me to go out like this. Kodwa, Gizo is covered, she's like this hair with other hair, so it works out. Okay, cool. So that's what I look like. Up tops. Side view, profile vibes. Other side view. Back view. Dip. This is what I mean, like, there's hair all over the show. But we are going to finally vacuum the living daylights out of this place. Not tonight, because it's already like almost 10 at night. I'm just going to be picking the hair for now and sweeping in. But tomorrow I'll vacuum. Look, tomorrow I'll probably vacuum until such time that I'm done with my hair, period. I am not changing anything. I'm not doing a haul up in here. It's like, yeah, salon at the end of the day. It was just my hair. Okay, the back. Am I in the frame? It probably looks so ridiculous at the back, but it doesn't matter. I said to me either on my head, y'all ain't gonna see no problems. It's all just going to look a gorgeosity vibes. So I do hope you've been edified. It's 21:43. I'm gonna eat a dinner, and then while I continue to finish watching the last season of Narcos, hopefully it'll fail tonight, cause drug dealers. I'm gonna keep them in this establishment because this is for the sake of illustration. You know what I mean? Okay. Just stick this in there. Oh, come on. Just go inside without qualms. No need to be rough. So here's the hair. One can make a decision if they want it at that length. Do you want it at that length? Do you? Make a decision! I'm waiting for your decision! Okay, so just in case you wanted that length, what you would do is make it half. Just leave it like that, or even that length, and it'll vary. I like it when it cascades down, and that it's not all the same sort of kind of length at the back, but it cascades down the way that natural hair tends to cascade. Natural hair, unless you keep trimming the living daylights out of it, does not grow evenly. I like that uneven, unbalanced. It just has a more natural wave to it. I don't know about you guys, right? So because I like the way that it cascades, I'm not pedantic about chopping my hair to the same length. I like it cascading. So If you do it with this like one length, it'll be, of course, that if like it's going to be that short. It's going to be a lot longer because it's going to go down, further down your back side. But if you want it all to be this length, you would have to install the stuff and then grab scissors and be all careful about chopping it to the length you like it. It's up to you if you want it all even or cascading, but like I said, cascading looks more natural. Okay, cool. So this monstrosity, depending on how long, like you can go to town, yeah, yeah. You can go to town with what length you want this one thing to be, because this one little like soft drape thingy can either be this length or it can be as long as your thigh. It can be as long as it is long, like going all the way down to the bottom of your hip. So hair that just looks like, you know how Indian women can sometimes grow their hair to their like ankles? Yeah, it can go down to ankles if you want to. So if I want it super duper long, I can just leave it like this, or depending on how long I want it, that high or that high down my neck, or that high. But understand that if you are going to be doing a single situation thingy my body like this way, if you wanted this length, it will be thinner. But so in order to get body, you're gonna have to do your crochet a lot closer together if you want body. But with you doing it halfway this way, the body is already in the fact that it is 2 strands in one, and it's going to come out voluminous, so you can do your crochet strands farther apart, which takes less time, and everybody wants to save time. So it depends on how long you want it. As for me, I'm torn, but how in the world do you do that? I will show you tomorrow. Depending what length. So I wanted long. Last time I had mine, I made everything half like this, so they came to like here, and then I ended up cutting them halfway when the hair got old, just for a change of look. I chopped it. Mara, the beginning was kind of there because, you know, I left it half like this. This time around, since I want to go maybe longer, I think I will go in this way. The nice thing about soft dread as opposed to any other kind of crochet hair is that because of its texture, it's kind of rough. When you put it in and you do a knot, yeah, crochet, it just stays like it's really solid. But I tend to do 2 knots just in case, and those 2 knots lock your hair. Like, you will not be struggling with hair fall unless your cornrow underneath unravels. And so it falls from the cornrow. It's not going anywhere. Like, you know how when you've got braids on your head, sometimes you be like walking in the office and the next thing there's a braid on the floor. This thing, God, guys, what did I ever do to deserve this? What's going on? The floor, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna keep walking, make like Johnny Walker, because I'm gonna pretend it's not mine. Even though it's like a blonde color and nobody else in this floor has blonde braids, I'm gonna act like it ain't mine. Because time setup thing. You know how braids do that? Well, this stuff doesn't. The beautiful thing about crochet hair is that it's hanging, literally. This is your cornrow. This is your cornrow, all right? It's like Christ. You hold on to him, don't nobody let you go. The cornrows are like Jesus, you guys. They're an anchor. If you hold onto him, no one can detach you. They'd have to like basically kill off the fact of Jesus for you to be dismembered. So they'd have to shake down your cornrow. Like I said, unless the cornrow itself unravels, your crochet hair is not going anywhere. And since Christ, it does not unravel because he's God. He is the great I am. Before Abraham was I am. You hook onto the Lord. Can't nobody bring you low. They have to, like I said, do away with deity altogether. All the best with that. So if you get your baseline hair solid, like if your cornrows here are strong, there will not be a single hair that is going to fall out throughout your journey. Understand that I keep this hair in my hair for 2 months. You'd be like, ew, Gabi, you don't wash your hair for 2 months. No, I wash my hair. There was a time when I was washing my hair weekly because I was itching, but then I moved over to 2 to 3 weeks, and so I keep washing my hair with the hair in, with my cornrows in, and I just go in and because the hair is on the surface, type establishment thing, when the frizz of shampooing your natural hair comes about, the frizz is unrecognized. You don't see it because your hair is covered by fake hair. Your actual hair is covered by fake hair. So how we carve are the frizz is there, whatever. If your cornrows are solid and you don't wash your hair, you're like digging it out. No, if you just like wash it gently, so the shampoo can just rinse your scalp and all that jazz, your cornrows won't unravel, and this is not going to fall out. So even when your hair growth comes out, like if you've got a strong cornrow, it's an anchor. So you will see the growth and then you will see the cornrow. You'll be able to yank at it and it's not going anywhere. So it doesn't come out when you shower. You can wash your hair like as many times as you want. If you're feeling like your scalp is too itchy or there's product buildup, you can wash your hair with this in it and let it air dry. And after this has air dried, you can apply whatever product you want to put on the fake hair to keep it lustrous and looking all shiny and iridescent. I don't know, whatever. Do you oils? For me personally, conditioner goes a long way to soften hair like this once it starts to get old. And oils go a long way, like not too much, just a coat of olive oil on the hair keeps it looking lustrous. And cream, if you want, you can go in with whatever cream that you want to buy, but like it's fake hair, so don't be investing some of your biggest, baddest, most expensive creams under heaven on it. Regular aqua cream, whatever, just to give it softness. That's why I get a conditioner. It keeps it soft. You know how fake hair after some time becomes like, you know, to keep it flowy, wash it every so often. condition it, oil it, cream it, oil it, pretty much the LCO method. Oil it, sorry, getting a conditioner in the shower, maybe even leave-in if you've got leave-in conditioner, then cream, and then seal it with an oil, and it'll keep you happy for until the next time you decide to wash your hair again, and just keep repeating that process. And even if you want treatments, like if you want to put rice water, if you want to do a moringa treatment, if you want to do a fenugreek treatment, whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. Like people often wait for their wash days. In other words, not wash days, correction. What I wanted to say was for the takedown days in order to do treatments on their hair. Like if you have a protective style and you keep it for 6 weeks or whatever, they wait until that 6-week period is over before they can do rice water treatment or before they can do a moringa treatment. This I have found I can do rice water in the middle of it, I can do moringa in the middle of it, I can do fenugreek in the middle of it, I can do whatever I want, because like with rice water you have to like put a plastic bag on your hair and chill there for 20 minutes and then rinse it out. You just treat the hair on the scalp, spray the hair on the scalp with the treatment, leave the fake hair out of it because it's fake hair. You don't need to actually get it growing or doing anything beautiful. It's fake hair. Your scalp is what's getting the treatment. Chill there, wash it out regularly, and then again, conditioner, maybe leave-in, cream, oil, and your hair will become bouncy, and the treatment, all that nourishing, beautiful stuff that comes on your scalp as a result of whatever treatment you want to use on that'll then grow the hair from underneath. So it really goes a long way to do treatments on your hair while you've got your protective style on, because it is during that time when your hair is not going to be getting hurt by over manipulation or whatever. You literally do even like an egg treatment or whatever, and you just leave it. No, I not leave the egg in. It gets the nutrients while it is in a protective style, and the protective style is protective precisely because it enables your hair to grow, thrive without tugging away at, without breakage, without anything. And so the only thing that you have to be too worried about really when it comes to your treatments, when it comes to your hair, is taking it down, which is the most careful time of your life. That's like once every 2 months, at least with me, because that's my linear regression constraints and time period that I have determined or set aside. So the laziness that comes with natural hair, how difficult it is to just get everything did. Like if you do a rice water treatment on out hair, like your hair is out, and when your hair is as short as mine still, you can't be parting it, you can't be washing it in sections because it's still too short, right? That makes life really difficult. It just makes life tough. Like if you're going to do like the detangling, there is so much work that goes into keeping this hair in a bunch, and especially when you are doing treatments like mayonnaise, whatever you want to put in there, tshwantse o be careful how you rinse and then detag. I'm cool. When my hair is in a protective style like this, it just like literally when there's like a mayonnaise thing, just rinse the mayonnaise out and go on your merry way. Let it dry. Let your hair dry after you've rinsed it out. Let the egg be dried after you've rinsed the egg be rinsed out and you dry. Let whatever you've put in there get out, and then you just go on your merry way. You don't have to worry about detangling. You don't have to worry about this, that. You will never find me doing a treatment on my hair on wash day, not on wash day, sorry, but on a wash day where I have taken my hair down. In other words, it's out. There's no style on it. It's just there. On some halo, I'm here. You will never find me doing a treatment on hair like that, because I can I'm not going to be one of those ladies. I'm a lazy natural. I am not going to spend 7 hours on my hair. No. Gone are those days, yo. Anyway, so this is my strategy, right? So I hope you have been edified. I've been giving this counsel offline, and now I'm giving it online. Take it, yo, take it. Okay, cool. Righto. So this little monstrosity over here, depending on what length you want it to be. So first of all, the unraveling. Yeah, guys, you know how to do so if you've had soft dread before. And the nice thing about the sad thing, about soft dread is it is historically a very tacky looking hairstyle in the black community until Karabo does it, and then it looks fabulous. There's a way around life. Everything can be improved. So you see my 2 fingers? Okay, here it is, like that. What I do is unravel ever so slightly and then put in my 2 fingers like that. And then I separate them so that I can get 3 of these monstrosities per soft dread cycle. I tend to do 3. You can do 4 if you want them thinner, but for me 3 just kind of is the happy number. And you have to be very careful with this. It takes time. That's why preparation forever, and sometimes you don't even get it entirely perfectly right. You have to get it right at the beginning, otherwise in a little tangler as you go down along the way, like this one has tangled, but I prosper to unravel it because it's still so much towards the top, and then you unravel, unraveling in the rain, just unraveling in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm unraveling again. Like literally, you want to have a cup of coffee watching an excellent show on Netflix or something else, I don't know, like listening to people sing, a beautiful orchestra, great music, maybe even like a pizza next to you. I could say do whatever. You need to have time to do this because there's no fast way around it. There's literally no fast way around it. Last time I think I unraveled for like 3 hours just to get all of my hair did, like just all of it out of the way. 3 hours, yonke. This is the most taxing amount of time that I have to spend. There is also a way around this. Just buy it already unraveled. You know how you can buy hair that's already like, you know how like fake or now that you install for the braids, how they have to make it in order to taper it, like the tapering of it at the bottom, so it's not the same length. Skinny at the bottom, whatever. There's hair that comes prepared like that, pre-stretched. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the hair comes already pre-stretched. You can buy it pre-unraveled. Like you can buy soft dread hair, so it's done. Then in that way you don't have to spend 10 million hours. For those of you who have money, you can buy it that way, but I'm not gonna tell you this. So I have to buy the kind that I have to like sit here for like 3 hours and unravel. But there is a way around it. You can buy it pre-unraveled. I don't eat pre-stretched tanamount. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to be doing tonight while I watch the rest of Narcos. I can't even watch Narcos while doing this because it's in Spanish and I have to read subtitles, so I'll probably watch something else. I don't know. Maybe I'll continue to follow up on the war in Ukraine. I just hate watching things in the world. Or dark. Everything is just dark right now. Like what? Like there's nothing bright, nothing. Everything is just filthy, dingy, dark, and more dark. Whatever. I'll just find out what's going on in the world. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because this is something that requires me, like Narcos is something that requires me to watch it. And on top of that, and they fall off my face and like all different kinds of things. You get my point. Oh goodness, you can imagine like the amount of hair that I have. And I'm going to be using either 2 or 3 packets, 3 hours proper. 3 hours, go fair. But another way around it, if you buy it like this, is if you got like some pretty caring friends, they can help you. But there's no cheating. I tried one time to do it like unravel at the top and just go hoping it'll come apart, and it got tangled somewhere along. Only at the end can you do that. But I tried to do what I just did at the end now from the beginning, and it just went. So these are the 3 strands of hair. You can separate them into even thinner ones if you want, but I kind of stick to this size. And then once it's the size, this is what then you crochet into your hair, and that's something I'm only going to commence tomorrow. And the thing about crocheting it in, you can decide just by grabbing it at this point or this point or this point or whatever point how long you want it to be. So I'll think overnight how long I want mine to be, but just in case I want it that long, because this thing is so firm, once you do 2 knots on it, it's not going anywhere, and it looks natural as well, right? You can put your crochet hook in and then install it from here, do your 2 knots, and it'll be this length, and then you can just like multiply that by however many you have, and you just have like a whole body of hair, right? And the nice thing about crocheting, yes, that's what I was thinking about. The nice thing about crocheting with only a piece of hair, like this tiny little hair, versus these long ones, is it gives you that natural look. You know how your own natural hair does not necessarily have the same length across the board unless you keep trimming it to be the same length. It looks very natural. You know how you have these flyaways where it is that your hair is, of course, like by your edges, it tends to be a lot shorter than the rest of your hair. Now when you've got like a whole bunch of bushy hair on your head, you will also naturally have very short little hairs here at the bottom, just the very beginning of your head, and then the rest of the bush sort of kind of does this thing at the back. When you have got these little flyaways, then sometimes they stick out and they pop out, and it just looks so much more natural. It's like they're like your own little tendrils coming out, and they are at your edges, and so they're sprouting, as opposed to like a whole big fat chunky like flower on your head. It's gorgeous. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. When they stick out, it just looks so natural, and you want the stuff to look like it's your own zine layers, right? You totally want that. So yeah, guys, this is it. I'm gonna like call it a night, do this off camera, and then show you the full bunch unraveled tomorrow, and then we'll decide what the overall length is going to be. Hope you've been edified. This is what I've been doing underground, and this is why I learned underground, and this is why no one is going to freaking put me down like a dog. Not only that, no one is going to defeat me. It's that basic. I'm a Christian. I trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. Nothing will by any means harm me. That is a promise from Jesus. I counted the cost of being a disciple, and I'm gonna make it. Okay, I'm gonna make it because I learned how to do stuff like this, and I keep learning. I'm signing out in Christ's name. I hope you've been blessed. Bye.